Between the hills, the stars, the sky, the river so clear, river so clear.
Now, a KFY TV interview 4 years ago with today's speaker began like this. If your kids have sung in choir in Bismarck in the last 15 years, there's a pretty good chance they've sung for James McMahon. He's been a musician and a music educator, as well as director of choral music at Simley Middle School for more than 23 years. In 2024, he was named Director of the Year by the North Dakota American Choral Directors Association. It went on listing, saying that in choral education, Mr. McMahon told us that he's found deep joy while exploring, learning, and growing alongside his students. In that same interview, James said, "Every student and every person has a voice or a role in their community, and they are valued. So in the classroom, I'm sharing parts of myself with the kids in a creative way." So in my introduction, in his introduction or his short bio, he says that his focus is to build community by helping young musicians find their own authentic voices and collaborate with others through the power of music. His own musical endeavors include the McMahon Brothers, the Peace Garden Collective, and collaborating as a trumpet artist with several local groups. Some of you may have heard him. He's the founder of Voices One. It's a brand new organization that provides opportunities for musicians and other artists to connect and create through the arts. Would you please help me give a warm welcome to James McMahon?
Take on each day as embracing possibility, right? I mean, and that's the focus this month here in this community. And so when Sonda had asked me to come present today, I took that on as an opportunity, and as kind of the first experience of putting this out there, this concept of Voices One. And looking out and seeing your faces and knowing how you've already impacted me. I know many of you and some meaningful connections. And really this Voices One concept is to provide opportunities for people in our community to connect and create through the arts, as Karen had said. So thank you for the introduction today. Because really the power of connection, right? And that's why you're all here today. And I feel bad. This is my first time ever stepping foot in here. I already feel so welcome. I know, right? It's like, what? Come on, come in here and think you can just like talk to us like that. So anyway, I do feel vulnerable yet safe, So, okay, thank you for that. Or every day. So, whatever happens up here, I know you'll just support me, right? Okay, cool. So we got that. Okay, thank you, Karen. So, looking at, former students, current students, beautiful friends, musical collaborators, life partner. It's like billboard face. Hi, Ellen. Down State Street. Hi, Ellen. Oh my gosh. And, so every time we drive down State Street, I definitely say hi to Ellen. So do you? Oh my gosh. So I got a little note card. I'm usually not a note-taking sort of guy. I just get up and do things. And so I wanted to just say, the need for connection, obviously. And so I feel like the value of this Voices One concept. So let me just tell you a little bit about it. So in my experience teaching, Karen had said, it's for me, it's the product is the secondary thing. It's the product of the community, the trust we're building in the classroom, because middle school kids aren't really going to do much until they feel like they're safe there, right? And so through my endeavors in that, it's been in choral music and singing, and what more of a vulnerability is that to stand up and sing. I mean, I know when I was in 7th grade and I was very afraid to sing out. And so anyway, so we build this community and I've seen how that changes students and how they feel like they can use their voice. And so we'll do share outs and we'll do things where like, how do you feel about this? Or what's a way we could better this part of the song? And people are raising their hands and they're like feeling free to like speak their minds. And that's been very powerful. So I feel like through the programming that this organization would facilitate would be, singing, where it might be like a 2-hour session and we just get together and sing songs and maybe connect through the music and talk about the music and sing in a circle and have it be the singing is a thing, but it's also the connecting and like the stories that people could tell or how they could relate to something in the music could be an example of a Voices One event. Another one could be like a songwriting workshop where come together with musicians like Danny and say, hey dude, let's sit down, let's write a song together. You do this all the time. I mean, it's like you just collaborated recently with Ben Suki. I mean, you get together and you bring a piece of yourself and they bring a piece of themselves and you put it together, and that's magical because you're better than the sum of your parts in that way, right? You help each other find a different part of yourself. And so that's what the community aspect can do, right? In a songwriting setting. A big one for me is world drumming. I have a group at school that's been identified initially by their counselors and just social workers of students that are having a hard time, like maybe connecting in school. Could be behavioral, could be super high anxiety. And it was initially titled Regulation Through Drumming. And we get together once a week and sit in a circle, and everybody's got a drum and we just work through rhythm. And it's absolutely I knew I was going to cry. Oh my God. Okay, I knew, like I told Karen, or Molly says, he's a crier, watch out. Where's Kleenexes? I'm like, where's Kleenexes? Probably won't need them. Sorry, Alma, if I cry in front of you. I probably have before already. Okay, cool. I think I'm okay. But if I get a little, like a little bit of that weird thing in my voice, it's probably because the emotions coming out. And I know that's okay here. So, anyways, this year, the kids came in and we've got a student teacher at Simley and he's like, hey, can I sit in on your drumming this week or whatever? So yeah, and I said, of course you can. So these students come in and the demographic is primarily indigenous, which is so cool. I feel so honored to be near them, and to be a part of their day that they want to come in and do that. And so, it's the process of them coming in, not really sure, they might know some people there and, a couple of the guys that are already, messing around and whatever. And we sit down and start playing. We just get a rhythm going and it's just like a transformation. Like it's just, they become embodied into that rhythm and they're watching, they're listening, they're contributing, and it's happening where they're just like, everything else just goes away. And so, I kid you not, we did about a 15-minute thing where the music evolved and a certain kid would start a different kind of rhythm and we'd follow, and the creativity that's happening in that time, where somebody's contributing and just uninhibited. And initially they were very inhibited of like, this is a voice, but it's less vulnerable, right, to play on something. So we get done playing, and there's just like and I go like, give me two, and it's just like a boom, boom, pure silence, and we just sat there, and got up, and I'm like, the students kind of put the drums away, left, and the student teacher goes, "What just happened? They're different. That's like something happened with those kids. They're changed. They're and I just immediately like lost it. I like just was so it struck me so deeply that how it affects me. So that was an example. Okay, short story long, which is where's my time? What time? Okay, all right. Short story long is that it's time went away, and the anxieties went away. The all of I mean, if there's traumas, if there's drama between other kids, if there's maybe just how many different needs are there that we're not meeting with our kids, that's like a classroom of people come in, and you're just like, okay, how can we even begin to help everybody where they need help, right? And so anyways, that drumming does that for these dozen kids, and it does something for me. And so they left that day, and my student teacher and I just completely wept in front of him, and I'm sure he thought I was a little bit like off my rocker. It's like, this guy's broken, man. This guy's broken. Is this what happens to music educators after this long? I don't know about this gig, man. So that's my like real life experience of how that can impact people. And so this idea of Voices One has just been calling at me. It's been a thing like, I gotta do something. I want to do something, and to give opportunities for adults, kids, and of any ages to have experiences that can connect them deeper with themselves, with others, through music and the arts. And so like in this very early stages of this, I'm even just asking, what do you think would be a way, what's a need in our community? What groups out there could use a like a drum circle thing? Like, is there people that would like to be a part of a songwriting workshop? Is there, so as far as the things that have already happened under this umbrella after the new year, where we did a jazz improvisation workshop, and that was really cool, and had kids so I just threw it out there to high school, middle school band directors and vocal directors, that we would do an improvisation workshop. And it was a 2-hour thing. Had some friends of ours come and assist on the rhythm section. And so I played some trumpet, and I played trumpet and learned how to improvise in my upbringing as a musician. And so that day, that evening was about like call and response, learning these little musical ideas with these high school and middle school kids. And it was very cool. We kind of took a little journey. They were all able to explore themselves and improvise themselves. And so I got some feedback afterwards, and the students were really like, oh my gosh, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. And we got to have a jam session next time. And we want to like, they wanted more. And so I had asked for some depth from, just like, with this Voices One thing, how did you feel like you connected? What was a way that you connected? What was a way that you were creative? Because that's kind of the tagline, is this Voices One, connect, create. And so they were giving this feedback of like, well, I met new people. I finally was able to take a solo and not feel scared. Or, it gave me some tools to where I could just speak through my instrument a little bit. And so that was that experience. We tried to do an interactive performance with our Peace Garden Collective, which Matt Weaver plays beautiful drums with. And so we wanted to do an interactive performance where we involved the audience a little bit more under that umbrella of connecting and creating together. Now is when I do have a QR code that I'll toss out at the end, but I wanted to do something with us. Yeah. So if you're able, can you stand? We're going to do something together. Hey, Sonda, thank you for having me. This is all your fault. Okay. So we're going to open our arms like this, and we're going to breathe in as we go out. So you might need a little more space. If you need to stagger, so if you need to boom, and Margie goes here or whatever, so you can go like this. Okay, yeah, you got to stagger it. Hi, Cass. All right. So we're going to breathe in like this. We're going to go, and then we're going to breathe out. Sorry if I blew on the mic. Is that bad? That mic just went. Sorry, Zoom people. Okay. So blow out this way. Okay. So we're gonna try that again. So now what I just this experience of this kinesthetic movement, right? We're embracing that possibility, and then we're gonna breathe out. Just bring your hands together. Just breathe normally for a minute. And we're going to do it one more time. And so now this is on your own. You can go out as long as you need, in as long as you need, and out as long as you need. But try to make that exhale longer than the inhale. Okay? And you can close your eyes. And then once you arrive at this, you just breathe normally and just feel that space. We're going to go in. Okay. So now we're going to stand nice and tall here, shoulders back a little bit. We're going to take a big breath in. We're going to sigh out. And finally, this is what we call our unity clap. And what we're going to do is we're going to just rub our hands together. And we're going to all try to clap at the exact same time. And you just watch me and see if we can lock in. Okay? Yeah, so you're feeling like this is a challenge, right? So everybody, okay. So you watch to see if we can lock it in, our unity clap. Here it goes. Let's try one more time. Okay? Now you got the feel for kind of where we're going to be. Yeah, pretty dang close. And I am short, so if I had maybe a stand about that tall, we'd get to the back. All right, fine. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm the tech people's worst nightmare. All right, here it goes. We got this.
I just want your experience of how you stayed with it. What drives you?
Well, yeah, it's like that. It's a sense of purpose that every day. It's like I'm excited to go to school every day. There's rarely a day I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, is it exhausting? Yes. Are there things that are very difficult? Yes. But there's the joy in seeing, and it's like those connections with those kids. It's so powerful and so meaningful. And the music is a secondary product. It's the people. And so that's what I look forward to. Like every day is just being like, gosh, these kids are cool. They're so there's so many good people, and having done it for as many years as I have, it keeps giving back in the community. And now, and as some of those students are older, and anyway, it's the connections. Music is a very powerful thing, And so there's that process that you're working through, and having performance experiences that are also hopefully quality, so that there's that aspect of it, that of course we're working towards those goals, and having experiences, performance experiences that are valuable. And that's really cool seeing. And it's the hardest thing about it. The hardest thing is getting to a point in the school year where you're like, those 8th graders leave, or those those kids move on, and that's hard. That's a hard part of it.
From listening to you, have you ever had students ever come to you or come back to you and express something that happened in them that would be akin or would be actual healing?
They said that it was a time of their life was really meaningful, and that helped them through a difficult time. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. But yes, and in my mind, it's like, it's a reciprocated thing, that working through those years, and those years and those challenges. So, but yes, I have had students say that there's been some impact that way. I don't want to say that so I think anybody would have that, just as when you're with students and you're in a service, you're there to serve, and you see that need, you will do that. You will support them.
I consider myself somewhat, I always say it, I'm kind of music adjacent, because all the people around me are so talented and so amazing. I have my son, my husband, my friends, my people, and I'm so grateful for the ways that I get to participate in that, whether that's through dancing or singing along or any of that. So when you're thinking about that Voice is One, I just want you to know that those of us who are music adjacent and just want to shout it out and warble along are excited.
That's the connection. I mean, it's really because music is, it's a thing that, okay, so the performers that are making the music, and then the people that are there to listen or appreciate or dance or move, it's absolutely a circle of that happening in the same space. And so yes, how do we create more opportunities for that? And that's just performance, right? And how does, but yes, that's the best. And so nobody should feel like, well, I'm not a musician, so it's if you can appreciate it, you're just as much a part of it as the people creating it. Yeah.
I know someone had the question of any former students coming to you and, talking about if any healing was seen. And I just want to let you know, like, I'm going to try not to cry either, but as your former student, you were the first to really make me believe in myself.
Yes. Gosh.
We used to do a drum circle here. We had a gentleman named Charles that would come in and direct it when I was a teenager. So I was wondering if that's something you'd be interested in planning out or something like that. I really enjoyed it when I was a teenager, but I'm not an expert, so it's just like nice to have some guidance. But if that's something you could do, that would be appreciated.
No, there is no experience necessary, and if you feel like I don't have very good rhythm or whatever, that's not a prerequisite if I'm a great musician. It's like you can definitely be a part of that. So anyone, even if, there's a way. So let's do it, and anyone is welcome. It'd be so.
Well, this is actually a comment and something I'm excited to share. It just got locked in this week, but Peace Garden Collective and Mooncats are going to be up at the International Peace Garden on August 8th. There'll be a handshake across the border. Last year, there were almost 300 some people, but we're super excited to have both these bands, especially there's going to be a songwriting breakout session, but the fact that Peace Garden Collective got a North Dakota Council on the Arts grant to work with kids to write songs And it is the namesake of our state, and I'm just excited. So I just kind of want to let people know, put it on their calendar, because it'll be a great afternoon of them playing with a handshake across the border.
And we will extinguish the chalice with these words by Lynn Cox, bring us close to the ear. Spirit of life, bring us together now. Bring us close to the earth, ear to the whispering grass. Quietly, attentively, help us to remember. Help us to piece together our oneness with matter, our oneness that matters. May we rise, walking and rolling across the surface of an impossible blue-green planet. May we join together to heal what is divided. May we find wholeness within, without, among, and between. Eternal Source, help us to grow peace. So be it. Blessed be. Amen.
Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. You want the world to